Hi everyone, welcome to our little tutorial for our 2022 Toys for Tots gingerbread man painting. We are going to start with the candy cane. So when you arrive at the event, you're going to want to do your candy cane first and your white icing first, so that dries. So do it first. You're gonna just use one of the sponges and go up and down. I'm just going up and down with a coat of the white. If you decide that you're gonna go side to side, that's fine, but you will see the wood through it. You will probably see some of the stroke marks for where you're going back and forth. The most important part of the whole entire thing is that you don't use a ton of paint so that you have it puddled on there, because we need this to dry so that we can put on our red candy cane stripes. So once you have your white on here, you could proceed through the rest of it, and by the time you're done, your white should be dry. If the white is not dry, we will have some hair dryers or heat guns set up, and it will take you just a second to get that finished, and you can proceed then with your red stripes. I'm just going up and down in these short little choppy motions. I'm not pushing hard, I'm just covering it. And that's really all you need to do. So get your white done, set that aside. I'm gonna continue on white with my stripes. I'm just going to hold one end with my finger. I don't have a ton of paint on here. If you get too much, dab it off on the drop cloth. Up and down in short little motions, just quick short little motions with not a ton of paint. So that you can see here, I don't have it dripped on the edges. That's because I'm not using a ton of paint. Okay, just getting a little bit of paint. It's not sopping wet. Up and down. This is a really fairly quick process. Just a few little dabs up and down and you'll have nice coverage without the dripping. While you're at the event, please check out the small businesses that have set up for you. Enjoy drinks and food from the tannery, as well as make sure you take a selfie and post it for us so everybody can see. And also, if you haven't bought a raffle ticket for our Believe Meter giveaway, they are available at the event. Who wouldn't want that gigantic Believe Meter with some beautiful greens and lights around their fire or above their fireplace? That would be really beautiful. Let that dry. So get your white done first. Really quickly, I just have a tiny little bit of black needed for the eyeballs. Just real quick, I'm just holding it down with my fingernail and getting those two eyeballs done with the black. I'm going to do all four of my hearts with some pink. I just am doing the same exact thing, up and down, just small little motions. It really doesn't require hardly any paint at all. We have brought plenty for the event. I promise you, if you use less paint, it will turn out better in the end because it will dry nicely and not have those smeared drippy edges. So I'm just doing the same thing with all four of my hearts. And that is done. And then finally, my brown for my gingerbread body. Lindsay's here help me today. How are we, Lindsay?
Hey,
Can I see
we're
this?
looking good.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll turn him around so he's smiling at you.
I'm so excited to give away the big Believe Meter. No one else has one.
That's right.
I'm jealous.
He does have an engraved smile, so what we're gonna do won't affect that at all. We're gonna use the baby wipe method. Now, I know we did this last year with our Grinch trees. Some people had a little trouble with this because they used way too much paint. So 2 baby wipes is more than enough. And I'm kind of asking you to not use 15 or 20 when you do your project because we're gonna allow for some extras, but I want the people in the very last group to have the same experience as the first group. So please, you really only need a couple. I'm actually only gonna use one. I have a baby wipe. This amount of brown paint right here is probably enough to do 3 gingerbread men. So you really don't need that much paint. I'm just quickly rubbing it on here. It is a staining. It's a faux staining. This is not meant to be painted. We are just getting the color on. So I like to try and go in a straight line and kind of just go back over it just a little bit as I work. That will kind of blend it in. I'm not rubbing super hard. I'm just making sure that I'm completing my coverage. Okay. The reason why we're asking you to really do it this way is because it will not dry. You won't be able to glue. You won't be able to get it home in your car without having paint all over everything if you're trying to actually like paint it solidly. So we're asking you to do this faux staining method. I'm just using the same baby wipe for my whole entire guy. Again, I get it on and I sort of just swipe back over to make sure it's blended. I can still see his smile, no problem. And he's basically done. If you see a spot that looks a little light, maybe down here where I first started, probably because my baby wipe had more moisture at that point, I can go back and just add a little bit. The other fun thing about doing this with the baby wipe is you can actually almost get some shading. Like if I kind of take it here, it almost gives it like where his arms come in. I don't know if you can see that on the camera.
Not as good as you can in person.
Yeah,
but
you can kind of see.
Oh, there you go. You can see it really good on his neck.
See that? You can sort of do that as well if you want to. So that's it. That's all you need to do. I used one baby wipe. I'm going to use the second one to clean my hands off. Obviously, we're gonna have some extra for you, but I just would really appreciate it if you don't use like 20 to do your project when a couple will do for you. So
check out how much paint's left on there.
Yeah,
though.
like there's lots of paint still on here. I really used like basically a quarter size dot of it. Because we're doing a quick video and I don't want you to have to sit and watch me for a long time, I already painted a candy cane that is dry. This one is not quite dry. I'm just gonna bring this guy back over here. We will have foam brushes available for you to use and your red paint. And we are just going to make stripes across our candy cane. I'm not getting worked up about them being perfect. I'm just gonna swipe. I'm sort of gonna go at an angle. So I'm just gonna start at my edge, angle it across there. If it doesn't even fill in the whole way, that's fine with me. Like I actually kind of like it that way. I'm just sort of swiping and curving. You can go back over it again if it wasn't enough. But don't get worked up if they're not perfect, because we are going to offer you red glitter to take home. And if you want to, you can glitter over top of these red stripes. We are not glittering. I'm not going to do that to the country club. We really appreciate that they allow us to use their space to do this, and we're not going to leave them a whole bunch of glitter to take care of. All right, so when it comes time to gluing, a little dab will do ya. We will have some super glue as well as regular white glue available. So if you have younger people with you or you feel like you're not crafty, then just pick the craft glue. You'll just have to let it set. Watch how I do this. I'm doing like a drop, a drop, a drop, drop. Like that's it. That's all I need, okay? And then I'm gonna put that on his arm. And same thing, I'm just gonna do like 3 or 4 little drops and give some icing to his other arm. His feet. If gluing makes you nervous and you're afraid you're gonna put it in the wrong spot, go ahead and lay out all of your pieces prior to gluing so that you know exactly where they're going to go. Okay, and then the 2 pink hearts go at the top of his smile. Can you still see me, Lindsay? Is that good?
We're good.
Okay, I just put 1 dot on each, and I'm gonna add his heart there, 1 dot here for a heart, and
You definitely don't want to put too much there because it definitely will squeak out and you will see it.
right, I'm putting a dot and a dot. I'm gonna drop down his eyeball, drop down his other eyeball. The glue dries shiny, so you don't want extra glue on there. I'm going to put just like maybe 2 drops, 3 drops on this heart for his button. Mine's still a little bit wet, so I'm being a little gentle here with it. Okay, and so that's basically everything except his candy cane. You can decide where you want to put his candy cane. I just simply was going to put a drop of glue there, a drop of glue right on the edge of my heart, and 1 down here at the bottom on his icing of his foot. And just go like so. And the last thing that he will need is a bow. And I have, this one's already glittered. It's just a bow with a piece of twine. We'll have those there for you. You can just put a spot of glue up there on his head, or if you'd prefer, you could turn it into gingerbread guy and give him a bow tie.
The ribbon could differ.
Yeah, the ribbon, yeah,
It
we'll
might
have
not
some
be the
different things
same.
there for you to pick from. Red glitter, like I said, will be available for you to take home so that you can glitter it if you choose to. So there's kind of the difference a little bit. This one's not dry, and there you go. So we're really looking forward to seeing you, and November 20th, they'll be here before you know it. Thanks for supporting Toys for Tots. We appreciate your donations.
Bye.